Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Resurrection, Volume 3. So, as you know, I'm very terrible at filming. Motor's back in the car. Anyway, let me show you around real quick. Alright, so first things first, I had to replace the Willwood master cylinder. So after sitting for 6 years, it developed a leak. You could see the brake fluid ate it all up. It was leaking out the back plunger right here, and you could see brake fluid leaking off my hands right now. But yeah, so we ended up replacing that. With that, we did go through and get the harness all plumbed up. I replaced all the hoses for the coolant with AM lines that I had laying around. Don't mind these wires right here. These are for the VTEC. I wire those up afterwards. Don't need those to start the car. All the mounts are on the car. No axles, no fluids. I got to plug in the shock tower harnesses, drain the gas tank. But yeah, we're moving along. I'm really hoping this car is going to crank over and start. We got to figure out a battery situation. I have one right here on the tender. It's been there since yesterday. So I'm not running a battery in a stock location on this car, so we're just going to end up sitting out on the floor, running a couple cables over, and hopefully that'll be good. But right now, I want to start making these fuel lines. So basically, I converted the stock regulator to an AN for the return, and you can see the other end right here, and then there's the feed, and that's going to come around over here, and then I got the filter in the 90 sitting right here. AM lines are pretty self-explanatory, so I'm just going to go ahead and make those up. Fuel lines are done. There's the feed. Return. Plugged in the shock tower plugs here, and the other one's under the catch can. I also put the catch can in. Throttle cable. What else? Put a new oil filter on. I got the passenger side axle all buttoned up. This suspension needs to be completely overhauled, but I'm not going to waste my time to do it until I know the car runs, because I have everything already. Once I'm working on putting the other axle in right now, and I'll put an oil filter on. I got to put some oil in here. Got to fill up the transmission. I took the O2 sensor out of the catalytic converter, since this car still has a converter in it. And I'll put a plug in there since it's OBD1 now. So right now we're just going through the suspension. You can see this thing is shot. But like I said, everything needs to be gone back through. It needs the brakes to be bled since I put the new master on. But right now we're just going to throw in this axle. I need brakes. But yeah, we're moving along. Now we're working on getting ready to drain the tank. I did come up with a 4-inch intake for the setup. So looking under here, you can see the last time I renewed the tags 3 years ago, but it hasn't driven for 6. But anyway, yeah, look how crusty the suspension is. It's like some neochrome, but all this like foil or whatever that's over there is peeling off. Control arms are looking pretty rough. It's got what's it, function of form type 1s on here. But anyway, I forgot that this car had it's a HKS exhaust, the midsection and the S pipe. So it has a double resonator plus a catalytic converter. And then this is like a straight pipe section with a Buddy Club Spec 2 tip. So I forgot how this sounds, so hopefully it doesn't sound like crap. But anyway, on the gas tank down here by the passenger side, driver's side, you will see a bolt. That's either a 17 or a 19. Hopefully this thing comes off and I can drain this fuel because this has probably been in here for over 6 years. So I got some fresh fuel. So once we drain this out, hopefully it's not that much in there. Alright, so this is the main reason I never film videos, because I'm just at it, going. So I put gas in the car, did the fuel lines, ghetto battery set up for now. I just got ground going to the chassis, one positive going down to the starter, one off the starter to the fuse box. So I turned the ignition on. I got fuel pissing out of here where the fuel filter was. This is leaking like crazy. I did notice the O-ring was pretty deteriorated. I put a second one in there. Didn't work out, still leaking. So I'll just buy a replacement for that, not a big deal. So as I just bypassed that, I just added a 90 here. So I'll show you where I'm at with this now. So I got the JDI over here, whatnot. So it'll do that. One click is like one click of the key. Fuel pump prime, fuel pump off. So let's see if I can show you this. So I'm gonna hold the brake pedal down and no crank. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I'll come over here. Where do I put my little jumper at? Give me 1 second, I'll pick the video back up. So at this point I was like, alright, maybe the starter shot or something. But if I come over here, I just got a little alligator clip on here. This will I could get the car to run, but it's running real shit. I probably got to modulate the throttle body a little bit. But either way, that's running like crap. And then diagnosing this, I have all my taillight bulbs pulled out. Push the brake pedal in. No lights. If I turn the lights on with that light switch, I do have at least the parking light. So I have to figure out what's going on with this brake circuit. I did check the fuse. It's a 10 amp. That is good. I also want to check my Honda and see what map is loaded in there and maybe calibrate the TPS. See if that helps any. And then, I don't know. Kind of stuck here. I'm going to end up pulling out that brake light switch to test it, which is a real hassle to get to. Even more of a hassle if the dash is in. So, that's where I'm at right now. We're really close, though. So, that's it. I will update you in a bit as soon as I go through some more troubleshooting steps. Alright, so I did get it to run. Smoking pretty bad. But when I was originally starting it, no matter if I pulled the throttle or not, the motor wouldn't respond. I ended up unplugging the map sensor and it's running, so gotta figure this out. I got 3 error codes. are water temperature, VTEC spool, and knock sensor. I got to disable the knock sensor. I'm not sure what's up with the engine coolant temperature other than there's no coolant in the car. So I have no clue where I even finished off because I've just been fooling with this thing over and over and over all yesterday, a good portion of the morning before we went to this baseball game. But so up front here, I believe that I updated you guys on fixing the leaking fuel stuff, but I redid the grounds here, and then this copper one my friend had in his car gave it to me. Battery, I redid this ground, made sure it was showing bare metal. Battery's not going to stay here, it's just here temporary till we figure out what's going on with this. This 20 amp fuse is the one that keeps blowing every time you press in the brake switch. You don't touch the brake pedal, it won't blow at all. But the JDI will not crank if the brake switch is not plugged in. So what I did was the race car, other Integra JDM front, whatever you want to call it, I still had the ignition for that car right here laying around before I did the push button to start. I took out the JDI, put this in. Car starts with a key now, so I can rule out that something's wrong with the JDI. So it's definitely the brake lights. I pulled out a lot of stuff. I know this looks like a freaking mess. I hate it, but I was able to get the brake lights to light up by tapping the third pin on this connector. It's the green and white wire on that side. And if I give that 12 volts, the brake lights light up. So what my plan is, I try to trace the wire from the brake light switch, these right here. It's a huge pain because you gotta unloom all this, and I really don't want to have to do all that. But I have the original harness to this car right here. So what my hopes are is to pull that harness out, lay it down, find a brake light switch, and just trace all the wires on this harness. And then I'll know exactly where they are on this harness. And if worse come to worse, option 2 is to just create my own circuit. On this, there's a spot that's 12 volt constant. I'll run an inline fuse off of that into the brake light switch, and then out the brake light switch to this green and white wire, and that'll complete that circuit when I step on the brake and just bypass whatever. I'll take the connector off my spare harness so I don't cut anything off of this harness, then just tape that stuff up, put it aside, be done with it, move on to the next issue and getting this car running. But I don't know how much footage I actually have, if this is going to close out the video, but gotta put wheels and stuff back on this car so I can move it back in the garage so I could put the other 2 cars back in here. So if the video continues, or if now's the ending, thanks for watching. If not, you won't see any of this, and I'll just cut it out. But thanks for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below. If you ever experience this blowing 20 amp fuse and you've come up with some type of solution, please feel free to drop it down below. But until next time, like, comment, subscribe. I'll catch you guys in the next one.